Hello and welcome. In this video I'm actually going to measure the belt size of this belt driven turntable. This turntable actually belonged to a really cheap stereo set which I scavenged, and I couldn't bring myself to throw this away. There's nothing really wrong with it and there's not too much I can do with it, but I thought okay, maybe I would keep it for experimental purposes or just playing around. So I am going to try to get a new belt, and first I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out the belt size. And of course I got to take the platter off here. This is a semi-automatic belt driven turntable, and this here is held in by platter itself is held in with a C-clip. I have to go ahead and remove that C-clip in order to get to the belt. Now here I've got a screwdriver ready, and there the C-clip has already popped off, and we go ahead and remove the platter. It's giving me a battle. So I'm trying to get this off, but it's going kind of rough. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little dab of oil in it here, and hopefully that'll make it slide out easier. There it goes. I just took a little help. So now I'm ready to take my measurements. I got two pencils ready, and I'm just going to go ahead and I've got dual. This is a ruler which measures metric and standard inches. So I just take the pencils and take the slack out. Don't stretch it. And here I've got 28, about 29 centimeters, and I'm going to double that by 2 to get the circumference, so that will be 58. And then I'm going to get a belt 3 to 5% smaller than this, so I have to deduct that in the end, just due to belt stretching. This belt is of course kind of glazed and cracked, and I have to remember when I put this back on now, a lot of times the belts used to be they used to be rough on one side and shiny on the other side. Of course the rough side comes toward the inside. That's with that actually has the grip. And then I just need to measure the actual width of this thing, and that comes out to be about, I would say that is around, it's about, it's hard to say, I'd say it's about 4 millimeters here. And of course we want to get the thickness too. I know this is not going to be very much. This is around hard to get this on there right. This is about a millimeter, not even that much. I'd probably need a micrometer to do this correctly. So here you can see where the belt's written on here on the bottom of this. This is not even, whoa, this is all plastic. That's not sign of good quality. Even though it's plastic, I'm still going to go ahead and clean this off. This here, the inside here, off with alcohol. Just clean that, and then I'm going to go ahead and clean the motor pulley off. And here's the motor pulley. That black band here, what that is remnants of that old belt. I'm just going to take alcohol and get that off, and then probably I'm going to go ahead and put a little tiny dab of oil on here. I'm probably just going to put some on my finger and then just rub it on there so I can get this platter back on easily enough. And I'm going to clean down this bearing here. Just again with alcohol and a swab and put it back on so it'll go on. So it'll just go on easier. Of course, putting it on, see, once I get the new one, I gotta hold this with my hand. Of course, make sure I don't got dirty hands, and then try to get this put this here on the spindle itself and over the motor pulley at the same time, like that. And of course, I have to once I get it in there, I gotta make sure the belt is actually riding on the pulley correctly. I think it's down in there. And this is tight. So if I turn this thing over, now I don't know if this can be seen. I don't think this can be seen here. Anyways, this has got to be riding right in the middle of that, motor pulley, and of course it's got to be riding here on the inside here. This has got to be riding there correctly on that too. So once I get the new belt, I got to do this. I'm going to have to do this again, and at that time I'll go ahead and clean everything up.